Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/achieveradio.
Hey! Hello, and welcome to Magical Mofos. Hey, Mofo.
Hey, Mofo. How are you?
I'm great. I am Diane Lancier of soulrestoration.ca.
And I am Althea Montgomery, creativeclearings.com. You look
Yeah.
cold. Is it cold there?
No, I just happen to be wearing one of my,
Really
yeah,
hot.
it is cold. It's the winter. It's January. Although it's almost spring-like. We had such uber cold weather, like minus 35 for about 3 weeks in December. And now in January, it feels like springtime. I don't know what's going on. But
That's interesting.
it's very icy. There's like ice everywhere, and it's crappy. So, I'm happy to say we have callers on the line.
All right.
So let's jump in, right?
Yes.
We have a caller from Alberta. We don't have a name, but we can get that caller in. Hello.
Welcome,
Hello.
caller.
Hello.
Hi, am I live?
You are.
Oh, awesome.
Welcome. What's
How
your
are
name?
you, ladies? My name is Cindy.
Great.
Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
How are you guys?
Great.
Good.
Excellent. So my girlfriend just gave this number to call in, so I'm not even sure. I've never even listened to you before.
Oh, do I know your girlfriend?
Nancy?
Yeah, I do. Okay, great. I saw her post earlier.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
what we do, Althea and I, we both do energy work. We both kind of do things, some similarly, some differently, but really we can help you work on releasing anything that isn't, I always say anything that isn't love, anything that isn't peace or joy can be released. Anything that isn't sort of intrinsic to your soul, to your true being, right? All of the other stuff is just stuff that we learn as humans, that we hang on to, we keep it in our bodies. And so, we sometimes have traumatic things happen and then we hang on to those memories and we're told that we're stuck with it, right? And then you just have to manage it. So that's true for a lot of emotions and memories and beliefs. We think we're stuck and we just have to manage around it. And what Althea and I do is we do energy work that actually helps you release all of that stuff so that you can, feel like you're in your power again, create what you want to create, release any emotional pain you might be carrying, all of those things, right, Althea? Does that make sense?
Okay, Nancy explained that to me, but having you explain it to me helps as well. This is absolutely,
Okay.
She said this would be perfect for me. I've actually picked up like a really negative energies that is just 110% not like me. And I'm in a funk and I can't figure it out.
So so you say you can't figure it out, but how are you, what is this negative energy that you say you can't figure out? How do you...
I have the word hate constant in my vocabulary, things like that. I don't use that word. It's actually always been a swear word in my house. But I find myself saying hate a lot, and I don't have a positive attitude, and just a whole lot of things like that. It's not me. And I just, talking about the energies and everything, really big in that, really big with feng shui and all that kind of thing. Have my mediumship and everything, but stuck. really stuck.
And how long has this been happening?
Probably since December. Nope, that's a lie, since the summer. But it's just not, I kind of have moments where I pop out and I'm back to me again. But
Okay.
it's not a depression. So I know I'm stuck, and I'm working on too many things at once, trying to get out of the rut. So I don't know if I've just confused the brain or what I've done.
Althea?
Oh, well, I like to just dive in there. First of all, can we remove anywhere that you're judging, criticizing the word hate and making yourself wrong for hearing it, let alone using it? That it's like in your head, and because anything we're going to judge, we give power away to as well, that it starts controlling us. Oh my God, this is a negative energy. And pretty much all of us do it to a certain extent. Even Diane and myself, we still will catch ourselves judging things. And, you know, when we do
Judging
that,
yourself.
it's like, oh my God, that's scary. That person's got bad juju. I got to run away. But it's a very disempowering place to be. So you just have some energy around your field that it doesn't belong to you. So that is a correct awareness. So is it okay if we just start moving that energy out anywhere you're judging the hate and the energy itself and just getting it out of your field?
I've tried cutting cords and doing things like that. How do I remove, like, this is just such a strange feeling for me because I've never had this before, this insecurity and, you know, dislike. So
well, would you like me to do it for you?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we're gonna clear up around some receiving too. You don't have to do everything. That's cool, and that's all right if you didn't get all of it, or sometimes we feel like things don't work, and that's why we're here. And Diane and I call each other sometimes too. Sometimes we get a little stuck, and that's okay. So just take a nice deep breath, and we're gonna go ahead and just ground out your energies, get back in your body. See energies that don't belong to you. Just see and feel whatever you see and feel. So a lot of times people cut cords, but you want to pull out all the energy structures. Sometimes you cut it and you leave stuff in there. So we're going to pull it all out and deactivate it. Usually get a lot of stuff caught in the spinal column, so take a nice deep breath into the brainstem and exhale as we just swoop out the spinal column. Releasing any implants. We're going to release any thought loops, any neural pathways created because of this, all this negative energy, all this hate word, and just releasing all the judgments around that word and around the energy. And I want you to go ahead and just claim back all of your power that maybe you gave away or you feel like you gave away. Any pieces of you, just see and feel that energy coming back however you perceive it. Just anchoring back into your body. Technically, we're everywhere, we're everything, but there is something to. I just follow the energy and what I'm guided to do. There is something about our energy scattering out and giving our power away. So this is a good visualization and a good little exercise to do to bring us back to rebalance and reharmonize in our physical being. Just breathe. So let's go ahead and go back to the summertime, whatever was happening, we don't even need to know. Let's just collapse that out. Anywhere something happened and you have a little entry point for these energies to come in. And anywhere you're trying to heal other people. And let's go ahead and release any old healing codes. Releasing any oath, vows, commitments, and contracts of any kind from any lifetime spaces or dimensions to heal other people's stuff and to take it on as your own. So just delete it out. And I want to make sure you take a nice deep breath, expand out, and receive more. Allowing people to give to you. Receiving, receiving. And we're going to release any shock and trauma from having this energy in your field. Anywhere you feel like your mood has been out of your control, let's release that distortion and illusion as well. Take a breath, please. Just notice any areas of your body holding any tension. Diane, you got anything else as this energy's moving?
Yeah, I did have something, but I just want to check in with Cindy. How are you feeling?
Not different, unfortunately.
That's okay. It's totally okay. What
It's pretty
what's
stubborn.
the anger? What's the anger that you're feeling? Sorry, was it anger or hate? It was hate, right?
You know, I have anger to my husband right now that I think is just blossomed off and just branching off everywhere. I'm pretty confident where it's coming from.
Okay, so you're angry. So you have anger towards your husband?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to let it go?
So let's release all. Let's work on releasing that anger. Are you willing to release the anger?
I am, and I've been trying to work on it. I'm doing meditation and everything, but yeah, it's just really strange.
Are you willing to share what you're angry about?
Infidelity.
Okay.
My beliefs of it.
Oh, you believe he was unfaithful?
Yes.
Okay. So, can you do me a favor? Have you ever done tapping? Have you ever done EFT, Cindy?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, have you ever done the tapping on the side of the hand?
Yeah.
Okay. So, taking the fingers of one hand, tap on the side of the other hand. It doesn't matter which hand. So, just tap, tap.
Right. I'll put you on speaker here.
Hmm?
Okay.
Perfect. Now take a deep breath in, releasing it all. And let's just, I'm going to help you release anywhere that you don't want to let go of this anger. Whew.
Yep.
So Leonard, helping you release anywhere that you don't want to release the anger. And anywhere that so just keep tapping on the hand. I'll get back to that. But anywhere that you've decided that you believe that if you let go of the anger, that you're allowing this to happen. What's going on, or you can still think that something's going on. You can still have the information and do something about it without harboring all of the negative emotion, right? But we often hang on to negative emotion because we think that we need it in order to drive ourselves to something different or to remember not to do that again, or all of these different reasons. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So letting all of that go. So anywhere that you've decided you have to hang on to it for whatever reason, releasing all of that. You can still be a smart cookie and do what you need to do without that anger. And in fact, the more you release, the more you will be in your power and be able to have the awareness and do what you need to do. When you're stuck in anger and other negative emotions, you lose you're losing your power. Althea, are you there? Oh,
My hair.
I could only see your hair. I thought you were gone.
And just blending into the painting.
So Cindy,
See,
on the
I know all of this.
Sorry, say that again.
I know everything that you're telling me. It's just, putting it into action is tough. I've just never had to push this far that I had to push it into action as much.
Right. You mean pushing into action, like sort of either confront
energies and dealing with stuff. This is such a strange experience for me because I just don't get like this. Usually I can do something to get myself out of this.
Right. And so are you frustrated with yourself, or you're just saying it's just the space that I'm in?
No, it's frustrating for me. Yeah, I'm frustrating with myself because what you're telling me, I know this, and I'm hearing it and loving it. It's just frustrating that I can't get through my head.
Yeah, and that's why we're here, because like Althea said, Althea and I talk to each other every day, and at least once a week we do sessions with each other to help each other clear stuff, that, we can clear a lot of our own stuff, but we're often will get stuck or not see things that the other one will perceive or see, and we're not seeing it, right? So let's release all of that. Let's release everywhere that you're angry at yourself and frustrated at yourself for all of the situation, for not being able to get yourself out of it. So tapping on the side of the hand, can you repeat after me? Did you want to say something, Althea?
No, I was trying to fix the screen.
Oh.
Am I on there?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you are.
Okay.
So Cindy, tapping on the side of your hand, repeat after me. Even though I'm really pissed off at myself.
Even though I'm really pissed off at myself.
For not being perfect.
For not being perfect.
And not being able to fix all of this by myself.
And not being able to fix this all by myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
So I agree with Althea that there's some work for you to do on receiving and allowing you to receive, not just receiving the help, but it's also needing the help or wanting the help, right? That you should be able to do everything yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar, Diane.
Right?
That sounds really familiar. I think we've had that discussion a few times with each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
So take a deep breath, Cindy. And as I'm helping you with this through EFT, Althea and I are always also clearing energetically to help that move along. So take a deep breath.
People are willing to receive, though. So we never push you. So it's just whatever you're comfortable receiving. And sometimes we'll push you to get a little uncomfortable because that's good, too. It shows you where your content is.
Right.
So even though I'm really pissed off at myself.
Even though I'm really pissed off at myself.
For not being perfect.
For not being perfect.
And not doing things on my own.
And not doing things on my own.
Not getting everything done on my own.
Not getting everything done on my own.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
So I'm just going to give you some information, some stuff that I think would be good to work on. I think it's too much to get into tonight on this call. But if you and I were doing a one-on-one, I would probably explore a little further where that comes from, that feeling that you need to be doing things on your own. Anywhere that you have depended on somebody else and they've betrayed you or not helped you, and then you've had to learn to do it yourself. So there's a lot of stuff there, I feel like, in your it could be current, but there's probably stuff in your family, in your childhood that relate to this. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I would probably be exploring that a little bit further. Make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So does it feel a little bit better, though, the frustration towards yourself for being in this situation, or is it still the same?
No, it's much lighter. Yes, thank you. It is much lighter.
Great.
Okay.
I just.
So the anger towards your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tapping on the side of your hand, even though I'm really pissed off at him.
Even though I'm really pissed off at him.
Now, is that the same, or has that changed a bit? Because it feels lighter to me.
Yeah, it's changed.
Okay. So what's there now?
I think a little bit of softness.
Okay. So is your anger towards him gone, or is there any left?
Not a lot left, that's for sure.
Okay.
Good,
And
good.
Is that where the hate was coming from?
I honestly don't know where that has come from. I don't. It's just, like I said, it's the strangest thing for me to have that kind of feeling
Well, it's
because I
related
absolutely
to
love
hate, right?
people.
It's in the
Pardon
same
me?
family as hate. It's in the same family as hate, as anger. I
Yeah.
mean, it's all sort of related, right?
Yeah, yes, absolutely, yeah. And then it
And
just
so,
manifested into hate.
how does that manifest? This hateness, this state of hating, that being a hater. How does that?
I
How does
like
that
hate.
feel being a hater?
That's a softer way. I have this hateness.
It's a very negative. It's very negative, and I know that.
I guess my question, I guess what I wanted to ask is it like always with you like a cloud? Is it that every now and then you say something or feel like, does it come out in bursts, or is it this constant feeling of like, I hate the world and
No, it's not really like that I hate the world. I just don't, I used to get up and I would be happy as soon as I woke up in the morning, and now I'm finding I don't find the happiness in a lot of things. I honestly don't know if I've overstimulated myself by course after course, self-help course and different courses and everything like that. I started doubting myself. I don't know where it all.
when did you start doubting your husband or suspecting your husband?
Well, that's been a long time. I was just a dumbass and didn't confront it, that's all.
Oh, you're talking about like years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Althea, well, at least we released a little bit of stuff, but if we get back to the issue of the hateness.
I want a T-shirt that says that.
Hateness.
Yeah. Say no to hateness.
No, but that's the thing. We're trying to get you. See, it's not necessarily about. I know your goal is to not be feeling that way again, but it's also about not making. Althea and I's work is about you not making you wrong for having that as well. So we can do a lot of clearing and releasing of whatever that is that's around you. I think that you've tapped into something, and there is probably something attached to you or something that you're connecting to that we can disentangle you from. But there's, to me anyway, I'm curious to see what Althea says, but to me, you do still have to do there's stuff that you need to work on in terms of not getting rid of the hateness. I'm just going to keep using it, but loving you even if you have those feelings. Like, it's part of being a human, and to make yourself wrong or to get angry at yourself for not being, the chipper, happy-go-lucky person all the time, that's not helpful either. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I understand that too.
Yeah, okay.
It's just really strange.
Do you have any insight, Althea?
Oh, I have lots of information. I mean, whether it's received or not, I do not know. But, would you like me to say what I'm getting? Would you like to hear that?
Absolutely.
Say that again?
Yes, please.
Okay. So one thing that's still there very strongly, you do still have some anger, which is understandable. I mean, if you think somebody's, unfaithful, cheating on you, whatever, that brings up so many different things. I mean, that's not something that's pleasant for any of us. Also, there's a really, multiple lifetimes of needing to be the good person, the perfect person, that you're not allowed the hate or any type of lower vibration. Like, there's this striving for perfection, and that's not going to happen. So that it actually ends up sticking these emotions in your body. It doesn't release because you're, again, judging them. Also, there's an energy of not letting things go with ease, that some things just have to take time. And I've been through this myself as well, where there were certain really painful things that happened that I didn't want to let them go so easily because I thought that it invalidated the pain that they caused me. And then I finally got to the point where I was like, well, do I want to just keep rehashing or suffering through this pain just to prove that it happened, or can I just give myself permission to let it go now? So there's some of that going on. And also, I think we've all been there too, the self-help thing. What happens with that is you end up getting caught in a constant cycle of clearing and clearing and clearing. And what we do, and one of my main focuses is that you clear things, but you're also creating. So you let some stuff go. Things come up, you let it go, and then you just choose to focus on what you'd like to create now, rather than constantly looking for something wrong with you and constantly saying, well, that didn't work, something's still wrong with me. Because if we go looking for things, we're going to find them, because we'll also reactivate them and we'll create them in our life. So that can happen as well. So, just, allow the energy work that we've done, and we can clear a little bit more if you're open to that, because it kind of feels like your field opened up a little bit more, to just clear out whatever is ready and willing to leave right now. And you are in complete control of, because there's an energy that you don't trust people very much, and that you had to take care of everything on your own, that you had to be very, very, very responsible. So it is a little awkward for you to ask for any kind of help, or even to allow it. Like, it's almost not allowed in some way, shape, or form. So just take a breath. And, because if you have been playing around and practicing energy work, you can totally just visualize and do it along with Diane and I, so that you feel more in control of it. Because that's our goal anyway, is that people are choosing to create their lives in the way that they want to, not to overpower them. So
let's clear anywhere. Let's clear anywhere. And I just wanted to say, we have somebody else on the line, so I just want to acknowledge that we have another person on the line, and we will get to her after we're done with Cindy. So just so the person who's listening knows that we will get to her. So Cindy, I was picking something up. So I just want to release anywhere across all lifetime, space, and dimensions, in every lifetime where you have ever asked for help and have been punished for asking for help and taking help. Whew. Let's release all of that. So in whatever form, anywhere that you might have asked for help and then were punished by somebody else for doing that. So we're just going to clear all of that across all lifetime, space, and dimensions, releasing all of that pain. Take a deep breath. Just allowing, releasing all of it. Okay. Okay. Okay, Althea, I interrupted you. I just wanted to jump in with that.
Totally fine. How are you feeling? I'm just still clearing some stuff here silently.
Good. Yeah, really good. Lighter, very light, very light.
Good, yeah.
Good.
The energy's going to run a bit more. There was a lot of past life stuff of, a lot of pain, and you're very intuitive, and you have been for many lifetimes, so often we have lots of shock and trauma and things like that get stuck. It gets very distorted. But you thankfully, I don't know if you felt the shift suddenly, you were able to receive a lot more, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Cindy, I would say, since you're familiar with EFT, some of the things that you can do with EFT would be to say, even though you could say sort of the more general tapping on, even though I'm pissed off, I'm angry. If you're angry at yourself, then why? Even though I'm angry at him, or even though it's wrong to ask for help, even though I should be, like, all of the beliefs that happen, really. And you don't even have to do a whole big intensive thing. Like I think you saw that even with me when we were doing it, all you did was tap on your hand. There's so much that we can do so much faster than, these tools are really, really great, but you can exponentialize the speed if you just allow it to. Does that make sense? It's really about addressing the right energy and being aware of what it is. People ask me sometimes, people think that releasing this stuff is difficult. And I always say, it's not the releasing of it that's difficult. What's challenging is being in the awareness that whatever is going on is something that you can release. And if you're stuck in it and you think you're a victim of it, or it's unchangeable, or it is just that, and that's what Althea and I do a lot for each other, and what we do for our clients is to sort of make you see, wait, that thought, that thing that you just mentioned, that's just a belief. That's not true, right? And so it's
Right.
it's having the awareness that whatever it is that you've got is something you can release, and then using a tool to release it. Now, like what happened with you, sometimes you do get stuck and it doesn't go, and then you just need somebody else to help you pry it out. There's always a nugget, there's always something underneath it that's blocking it or that's not allowing it to release, and then you just need somebody to help you with that, and then eases it all out again. Make sense?
Right. Makes sense. Thank you very, very, very much.
You're very, very welcome, and please feel free to call again. You can call. We're on every Monday night.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Nancy, for letting me know.
Bye, Cindy.
Bye.
So let's go to Renee next. Renee from Pennsylvania. I feel like maybe we've spoken to her before. I'm not sure.
Yes, I believe so.
Yes. Hello, ladies. How are
Hi.
Hi, Renee.
you? You could just clear what you feel around my energy that needs to be cleared.
And what do you think needs to be cleared in your energy?
I'm not sure. It could be inside and outside.
So what's going on that you want help with?
Just to be clearer and, just work on positive things that I have to work on.
So clearer about what? Or be a bit more specific. Are you trying to do something and you don't have the energy for it? Or what is it exactly that you want to work on?
I always have energy.
It's not that we can't just go and clear you. It's, for me, I like to make you an active participant in your work, right? In your self-work. So that's why I'm trying to get you to express what it is that you're trying to do. Is it something specific you want to clear? Or are you trying to create something that you can't create? So what is it exactly that you want to work on?
Just want to clear something so I'll have a clean slate to work on things that I want to work on, whatever it is.
I have a question.
Because I would like to do a lot of different things.
May I ask you a question?
Yes.
What makes you think that you don't have a clean slate right now? What's giving you the impression that you don't have that right now?
I know I'm working on a lot of different things, and just need to be clearer. It's not always my energy, and I just like it to be a cleaner slate, just more my energy, not somebody else's.
So I'm curious, how do you know? How are you perceiving when it's someone else's energy? Because if I were to call in, I'd be like, Diane, I'm not feeling right now. Either I would say, I haven't been sleeping well, or I've been trying to do all these projects and I'm doing everything I usually do that works and it just feels stuck. Is there something in particular that's making you aware that goes, oh, wait a minute, that's not my energy?
I'm talking about entities in particular.
All right, there we go. My favorite topic.
Oh, great.
Well, I'm just curious.
I'm like, somebody has to get specific here. Too big.
I need their names and I need fingerprints. How does one know when they have an entity? I'm just curious because it will help other people, but if you're uncomfortable saying, but just some ideas of like, how do you know when you have an entity? What gives you the impression? What's the sensation or the sign that, hey, I'm not feeling quite like myself. Something's in my field.
Well, once I cleared it just by being a little harsh. One time I was in my hallway, and it wasn't cold in the house. It was summer, and I was freezing, and I just told something to get out of there, get out of here right now, and I was real firm about it. And they left, and then I was comfortable again. That was one example.
So when you're talking about the things that you want to create, your projects, and you want a clean slate, so what are you experiencing in terms of what you're trying to create that makes you feel like there's something interfering with you?
Well, I have done clearing on my own, and I've had other people clear, and sometimes they come back. And sometimes everybody didn't come back, just a couple, but they can still cause a lot of havoc in your life.
All right, first of all, we got to clear where the power's been given away to anything outside of you. Because you just told them to get the hell out of your hallway. I love that. That's very forceful. And, I mean, that's all we really have to do. The rest of it's an illusion. We often call entities into our field because we're kind of friends with some of them. They've been around a long time. And you do have the freedom to do that. You can work with entities. You actually have a lot of gifts with that energy. However, what is that feeling kind of that they can come back? What is that sensation? Do you want to clear around that anywhere that you feel like they'll come back and you don't want them to?
Well, I'd like to. I'm working on which I don't think I've succeeded totally. I say it, but I don't know if it's happening. I've had tears and holes in my aura, and I would think that if that isn't existing, then they wouldn't be able to come back so easily. Because I know anything can attach on you. You can walk outside your door, and somebody said, "Oh, a shiny penny. I'm going with her." So I know that can happen. But these things they don't get inside of you.
So what would you like us to clear? Because my viewpoint on entities and protection and such is very different than that, but you've called in and we're more than happy to help you clear out whatever you'd like to clear. So what exactly, do you want us to just clear out any entities that you have on you or in your field and then just seal up your aura, so to speak? Would you like that?
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
All right, let's do it. All right, take a breath. And it's okay if we release anywhere that you feel like they'll just come back without you wanting them to, and anywhere you've given your power away to them or think that they can just keep coming in and out of your field like a revolving door. Is that okay? And any past life, all that old past life healing paradigm stuff. Interesting. Hi. So see, that's what happens when clearing entities sometimes. Fun stuff. That was fun. All right. Is she still on the line, or did we?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay. So I was asking, and then it froze, if you usually find them in your home, if that's like a hot spot for them.
I did. I said some prayers. One time I forgot to say the prayer, and the light bulb broke. And the whole globe in the centerpiece in my dining area. Second time I remembered to say the prayer.
Okay.
And then it was somebody came to my house, and they brought somebody here, and then I just cleared them and sent them to the light, and they left.
So would you like to go ahead and finalize and complete any oath, vows, and contracts you have to send entities to the light nonstop? That's like one of your old jobs? That's kind of one of the reasons why.
That would be nice to do that and get them. That wasn't a job I picked. I must have picked it in another lifetime.
Yeah.
Others come. So I guess that was my lifetime one time doing that. So they mistaken coming here. I'm not supposed to be doing that anymore.
So, but here's the thing. When I asked you, do you want to stop having to deal with them, you said, well, that would be nice.
Yeah, it
So,
would be nice.
yeah, I know, but do you see how, like, not forceful that is? Like, how passive that is? It's the most passive
You're
way you
getting
can ask
mixed
for something.
messages.
Yeah, that would be nice. It would be
Yeah,
okay.
nice.
Like,
But they can come back if they'd like. You're very sweet. That's so
yeah,
adorable.
yeah.
It was your
It would
job
be
for
nice,
so many
but it's okay.
lifetimes.
Well, what did you get, Althea? Well, you were
This,
clearing. You were getting a lot of
this was
information.
your job for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. This is not your first rodeo. Like, you've been
You're a
doing
friend to
things
them.
for lifetimes. This is
Yeah.
hilarious. But you're not willing to let it go completely because there's part of you that you like talking to them, and that's okay. So can you just allow yourself to be in your full power and still communicate with them without feeling obligated to send them to the light or do anything or to let them in your field? Because you can still have awareness of entities and energies without needing to do anything with it. But what you've had active in the past was that you had an obligation to send them to the light, so to speak, to, hang out with them, be their friends, or, all kinds of things, and just letting them in your field. You don't have to do any of that anymore. That's very old paradigm. So can we clear that up? That's starting to move a little bit. So is it okay if you still
I would
talk to
like
them if you
that.
want to without being overpowered?
Oh, okay.
All right, new concept. Okay. Woo!
Yeah, and part of that is you have to really step up and say, I just don't want to do that anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with it. And that doesn't mean that you, like Althea said, you might still be aware that they're still going to be there. You happen to be aware of them, but then you have to make the decision that I'm not doing anything about it. You're not a victim to them. You're not powerless. You just don't be giving your power away to them anymore. Just like alive people or embodied people, whatever you want to say it.
Yeah, you would say no
You
to
don't
them.
have to do.
Come
You don't
ask
have
you.
to. Yeah, you don't have to do whatever somebody else asks you to do.
No. It's the same thing. They just don't have a body. So if I walked up to you and I said, hey, lady, give me your watch, you'd say, no, what are you talking about? It's the same thing as these entities. They just don't have physical bodies. That you say, oh, that's great if you want to ask me if I'd like to play with you or do this or that. And my choice is often going to be no. So you don't just throw away all of your intuitive abilities and your ability to be aware. You just take the control of it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
And you can. It's much more fun that way. I have passed away loved ones that for whatever reason, they always like to come and try to talk to me right as I'm falling to sleep. And you know what I say? Say to even my own mother, I say, no, Mom, I am not talking to you right now. Before I go to sleep, you have to go. And they do have to listen because I'm telling them, like, go. I don't care if you have a body or not. Like, this is my space and I'm going to sleep. And just think of what you just said earlier, too, that when you demanded that they get out of your hallway, they were gone. Mm-hmm. There's your clue right there. There's your power. You're like, boom, get out of my house. You got to go. And it's not a mean thing. It's not a bad thing. You're not being mean saying, hey, entity, you got to go. It kind of gets to a point where it's rude or disrespectful to yourself when you're not speaking your truth and saying, hey, this isn't working for me right now. Does that make sense? Hopefully.
Yes.
So let's release any vows, promises, oaths, anywhere that you've decided that if you have a talent or a gift, you have to use it. Let's release all of that. There's a lot of spiritual stuff around that.
That sounds really familiar, too.
So just allowing all of that to release through every lifetime, space, dimensions, through multidimensional layers of your DNA. Just releasing anywhere that you've decided and promised and vowed, and any oaths that you have to use your gifts and talents and capacities. Anywhere that you've renounced your choice, let's release all of that. Whew, a lot of religious stuff around this. All the stuff about putting other people first, putting other people ahead of you, releasing that. How do you feel, Renee, about, when you think about stepping up into your power and just not serving them anymore the way you have been, right? And being their bitch.
Oh, I think it's good. I mean, on certain people in my life that and I talk to them, and they'll, that's different. But others, I don't know who they are, and they need to go to somebody else.
Right. So when you think about having to turn them away now and just not bother with them, or just be like, oh, there's okay, whatever, just flick away. How does it feel okay to you?
It's sometimes. I mean, it does if they would try to get inside of me. No, I don't like that. I don't want any part of that.
No, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking how do you feel about turning them away and being in your power and demanding that they go? How does that feel to you? Does that feel like something you can do?
I can do it if I choose to. Yes, I think I can.
Okay.
If I feel, if sometimes if there was somebody that needed to go to the light and they didn't know where else to go, I might send them, but that they don't hang around my house. They leave immediately. And then other times I will say, I'm busy. You have to go to somebody else.
So you just said if you choose to, you can do it, right?
Yeah, right. If I choose to send them to the light, I will. If I'm busy, you have to go to somebody else.
Right. So it's your choice, right?
Right.
So there you go. You just have to choose to do that.
That's right.
And they can't get in your body unless you let them.
Yeah.
So
and stop making yourself wrong for having this gift, right? You don't have to use it all the time, but also stop making yourself wrong for having it. It's just
I know it's not a bad gift if you know what's going on at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely helps. We know that one.
And if you want to make sure that nobody is getting into your body, then you fill yourself up with you. Make sure your body is full of you, of your energy, of your light. You fill every nook and cranny so that nothing else can get in there.
Fill up those calves.
You feel that resistance? There's like some resistance to that.
Get them calves and feet in there. Shine bright.
I will. If you see anything else, you can clear. But I will, because I don't like things in me. That's a big difference. That I don't like.
We don't light and shine bright, Renee.
Thank
you. You guys shine very brightly.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
We're so happy you called.
So fill yourself up with you. Fill up your body with you, and there won't be any room for anything else. And I would say still work on not giving your power away to them and not having that fear. I get that it's not pleasant. I understand what you're saying. There's a lot of things that we don't want to have happen to us or don't want to experience, but that doesn't mean that you have to, because the way you're saying it, there's a fear energy in it, right? So it's more than just unpleasant or something you don't want. There's this energy of like a kind of a fear around it, and that's where you give your power away. So if you're full of you, and if you're not fearing any of them, and you know that it can't happen if you don't allow it, then that's it. That's all you need to not allow it in. Just always be aware. And if you feel like something's coming in, you just boom, push it out by filling you up with you. Does that make sense?
Yes, and not to listen to other people that are trying to scare you on certain things. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't listen to those people.
No. Ugh. That's so
No,
annoying.
don't listen to the fear mongers. Listen,
No.
have you ever seen have you watched the movie the Wonder Woman movie, the most recent one?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh, you should go see this movie. It's so I loved it anyway. It's very, very empowering. But there's a scene in particular where, like, she punches down, and then it's this reverberation of energy. I don't even know how to describe it, but I always imagine that. When I imagine me being in my power, I imagine boom, like from the inside out, just like emanating all of this power. And, if you start that from the core of you and you're in there and you just push everything out, like, there's.
Yeah, I only woman.
I missed that. Say that again. I missed it. You froze again.
Yeah, the old Wonder Woman with Linda Carter.
Yeah. But the new one is quite good.
I'll have to see it.
Yeah. It's just the imagery. I like the imagery of it. So good? Are we good? I think. Oh, we're at the end of. Oh my God, we're at the end of the show. Here's the music.
Well, thank you, ladies, so much, and have a wonderful New Year and a lot of fun. And thank you for all your help.
Thanks for calling. Call back. Bye.
Bye-bye.